Up until recently, the TLX was not Acura's flagship sedan. This title went to the more luxurious older brother, the one to take on the Germans and Lexus's best foot. This being the Acura RLX. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about it. In April of 2012, Acura unveiled the RLX concept, which was set to be the replacement for Acura's current flagship sedan, the RL. Nearly a year later, the RLX went on sale in March of 2013 and was offered in two designations. You could option for front-wheel drive and were given Acura's PAWS system, which was a four-wheel steering option, which I thought was super cool back in the day. And if you wanted all-wheel drive, you didn't get all-wheel steering, but you did get a hybrid motor as well. I always thought that the RLX was kind of the Acura I couldn't afford. It always gave me this executive VIP feeling, kind of like the first gen RL did back in its day. Looking at the powertrain, the RLX was powered by our favorite friends, the J series with VTEC, this specifically the Earth Dreams J35Y4 with VCM, or variable cylinder management, or in other words, Acura used VCM as a way to save fuel. This powertrain gave the RLX 310 horsepower and 272 foot-pounds of torque for the non-hybrid models, and this engine was mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Obviously, the RLX has no manual option, as this car is only for the highest class who want nothing but luxury, unlike most of us. Hybrid models had sort of a cool start-stop system feature if you're into that sort of thing for better fuel economy. Transmission-wise, we were given a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission, and the rear wheels of the RLX were actually powered entirely by the electric motors, which also meant the RLX was a hybrid all-wheel drive with torque vectoring. Well done, Acura. Total output of the hybrid was 377 horsepower and 341 foot-pounds of torque, which, hey, is a lot more of a competitive set of numbers. Heck, technically this is more power than a TLX Type S puts out stock. Maybe the RLX is more enthusiast driven than we think. But on the real, I think the RLX is the perfect enthusiast daily driver in about 5 more years or so, when they've depreciated a bit. Sort of like how something like a Mercedes C63 or E55 depreciates and then becomes some middle class but well-off person's daily. Leather perforated heated seats were standard on the RLX, and you could option them to also be cooled. A 7-inch screen for infotainment/music and climate controls was standard, accompanied by a 8-inch navigation screen that was also standard. On hybrid models, a heads-up display was standard, along with basically acoustic sound dampening glass all the way around your RLX. As I stated before, the RLX was the true flagship Acura sedan, and to prove this to you more, it was the first Acura with the dual eye headlights that have basically become a staple for the brand ever since. In 2018, the RLX received its facelift to keep up with Acura's changing design language, and I cannot lie, I have never seen one of these facelifted RLXs ever in my life in person. There is one pre-facelift that I see quite often, and I think one day I'm going to have to follow them home to steal their car. Anyways, the RLX was given the diamond pentagon grille, new headlights, and new taillights, of course, these being all LED once again. The interior also saw a new steering wheel, new seats, and this new color I saw Wikipedia mention. This espresso color, man, that is sexy, holy fuck. The front-wheel drive RLX was given a new 10-speed automatic, and the car was made a little longer, now being the longest Honda/Acura sedan ever, still to this day. Like I said, this is a big executive car, like really. In 2020, it was time to say goodbye to the RLX, as I am assuming sales were definitely pushing it out, and honestly, I'm surprised this car lasted as long as it did, as this market is so heavily dominated by the German cars, everyone that was buying an Acura probably wanted a TLX or an SUV like the MDX or RDX. You know, a lot of cool cars like this are being discontinued nowadays, and I know some of you still may prefer the older Acuras to these, but the RLX, like I mentioned earlier, still has some of that enthusiast flair. It was not necessary for Acura to make this car, and I feel like a lot of brands are just making what is necessary in this current era. Let me know your thoughts on the RLX down below. Were you fortunate enough to own one of these? Do you know anyone that does own one of these? As always, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. It helps your boy out a ton. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Take care, and peace.
You wanna